Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 13th of March 2021, and the time now is a quarter past 6. Well, today we have a topic which is actually a reading session, and then which we will practice pronouncing the vowel E appears in the book's Atomic Habit. So I will start with the first sentence, and then Eric, you take every sentences after me. Is that okay?
I not understand.
Oh, I take the first sentence first.
Then I
Yeah.
continue to take the next sentence.
How about after I read the first sentence, and then we have a short discussion.
Okay.
For the sentence that I read. Yep, and then maybe after reading the whole sentence, and then we try to point out every words with the E sound. Yeah, so to see whether we all focus on the correct things. Yep. So yeah, any other things?
No.
Okay, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. On the final day of my sophomore year of high school, I was hit in the face with a baseball bat. As my classmate took a full swing, the bat slipped out of his hand and came flying towards me before striking me directly between the eyes. I have no memory of the moment of impact. Yeah, so this is the line 65 in our list. And then, yeah, so the words with E is actually started from the third line, which is the me. And then before, and then directly, and then between, and next is the memory, and the last one is impact. Yep. Yeah, Eric? Yeah, is it okay?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so you may continue with line 66.
Okay. The bat smashed into my face with such force that it crushed my nose into a distorted U shape. The collision sent the soft tissues of my brain slamming into the inside of my skull. Immediately a wave of immediately a wave of
Swelling.
Swelling surged throughout my head. In a fraction of a second, I had a broken nose, multiple skull
Fractures.
fractures, and two
Shatter.
shattered eye sockets.
Okay. Yep. And then Eric, you use your phone to read, right?
Yeah.
You see your phone, right? And maybe your phone is the screen is isn't that big and isn't that easy to read, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, actually what I do is I actually copy the all the words, and then and paste it on another new words file, and then I try to highlight those words with E, so that so maybe next time you may also do that. So it will easier for us to read. Yeah. And then okay. So in the whole sentence you read actually only have one words with E, which is the immediately. Right. Yeah, okay. And then line 67 is my turn. When I opened my eyes, I saw people staring at me and running over to help. I looked down and noticed spots of red on my clothes. One of my classmates took the shirt off his back and handed it to me. I used it to plug the stream of blood rushing from my broken nose. Shocked and confused, I was unaware of how seriously I had been injured. Okay, so for this line, yeah, the first words with E is people. Then me. Stream. Yeah, stream is the third line. And then last one is the seriously. Seriously. Okay. Yep.
So the next,
Yeah. 68.
my teachers looped his arm around my shoulder, and we began the long walk to the nurse office, across the field, down the hill, and back into school. Random hands touched my sides, holding me upright. We took our time and walked slowly. Nobody realized that every minute mattered.
Okay. Yep. So for your sentence, the words is start from teacher, and then we, field, me, we, slowly, nobody, realize, every. Yep. So and then let me see. Nobody. Okay. Yeah. Just one thing to talk about additionally. Yeah. Just look at the phonetic symbol. Did you see there is something like a comma at the top,
Yeah.
which is called a apostrophe, something like that. And then yeah, and also do you know the function of that symbol?
No.
Oh, okay. Actually, it is quite easy to get what this means. Once you see a word with this symbol at the top, and it means that that is the part which we need to stress, and then focus on that part. Let's say the first is the teacher, and then the apostrophe is before the T. So it means that in this word teacher, we actually focus more, emphasize more at the first pronunciation, which is the T. So for the next part, sure, you just need to speak it fastly. So you don't have to stress the second part. So it will be
Yeah.
like teacher. So the second part is softer, and the first part is louder.
So yeah, one question. Are you looking the phonetic to read the sentence, or you look at uh the the English text to read the sentence?
Actually, I look at the text because
Oh,
are you looking at the phonetic?
no, I'm looking the English text. Then
Mm.
if I'm looking the English text, how can I know whether it is uh, uh whether whether it is a part to stress, or whether
Yeah.
it is a part to to
Yeah, I understand. So I say this is something additional, which maybe next time if you are preparing for a specific words which you find it difficult to pronounce, you can have a reference. Yeah, and today, of course, it is not possible for us to focus on two parts, focus on the text and also the phonetic symbol at the same time. Yeah. All right. So, maybe we can make this into our next, into our future reading session, which we focus on just this, the stress. Yeah. All right. So let's go to line 69. When we arrived at the nurse's office, she asked me a series of questions. So the words here is we, she, me, series. Yeah, so you may continue with line 70.
What years is it?
All right, so there is only one, which is it. All right, and then line 71, 1998, I answered. It was actually 2002. So the words with E here is actually.
Who is the president of the United States?
Okay, yeah, so for your sentence, no words with E, right? Okay, so next one. Bill Clinton. I said. The correct answer was George W. Bush. So the here is Bill and Clinton.
What is your mother's name? What is your mom's name?
Okay, so for here, no words with E. Line 75. I stalled. 10 seconds passed. Okay, for here also no words with E.
Patty, I said. I said casually. Ignoring the fact that it had taken me 10 seconds to remember my own mother's name.
Okay, so the words here is Patty and then casually and also me. That is the last question I remember. My body was unable to handle the rapid swelling in my brain, and I lost consciousness before the ambulance arrived. Minutes later, I was carried out of school and taken to the local hospital. Okay, so the word is body before carried.
Shortly after arriving, my body began shutting down. A struggle with basic functions like swallowing and breathing. I had my first. I I have my. Wait a minute. Shortly after arriving, my body began shutting down. I struggled. I struggled. I struggled with basic functions like swallowing and breathing. I had my first seizures of the day. Then I stopped breathing entirely. As the doctors hurried to supply me with oxygen, they also decided the local hospitals was unequipped to handle the situation and order a helicopter to fly me to a larger hospital in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Okay.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, and then the first one is shortly, and then body, and breathing, and yeah, and the next one is seizures. Yeah, so these words SEI we pronounce as seizure, and then also breathing, entirely, hurried, me, equipped, me, Cincinnati. Okay. I was rolled out of the emergency room doors and towards the helipad across the street. The stretchers rattled on a bumpy sidewalk as one nurse pushed me along while another pumped each breath into me by hand. My mother, who had arrived at the hospital a few moments before, climbed into the helicopter beside me. I remained unconscious and unable to breathe on my own as she held my hand during the flight. So the words are emergency, helipad, street, bumpy, me, each, me, before, beside, me, with, she. Yep.
While my mother rode with me in the helicopter, my father went home to check on my brother and sister and break the news to them. He choked back tears as he explained to my sister that he would miss her eighth grade graduation ceremony that night. After passing my sibling off to family and friends, he drove to Cincinnati to meet my mother.
Okay, so the words here are me, he, eighth grade, the words eight, ceremony, family, he, Cincinnati, meet. When my mom and I landed on the roof of the hospital, a team of nearly 20 doctors and nurses sprinted onto the helipad and wheeled me into the trauma unit. By this time, the swelling in my brain had become so severe that I was having repeated post-traumatic seizures. My broken bones needed to be fixed, but I was in no conditions to undergo surgery. After yet another seizure, my third of the day, I was put into a medically induced coma and placed on a ventilator. Okay, so the words here are me, and then seizure, and then needed, surgery, medically. Yep, that's it.
My parents were no strangers to these hospitals. 10 years earlier, They had entered the same building on the ground floor after my sister was diagnosed with leukemia at age 3. I was 5 at the time. My brother was just 6 months older. After 2.5 years of chemotherapy treatments, spinal taps, and bone marrow biopsies, my little sister finally walked out of the hospital happy, healthy, and cancer-free. And now, after 10 years of normal life, my parents found themselves back in the same place with a different child.
Okay, so the words here are 3, and then chemotherapy. Okay, for here the words chemotherapy, therapy. Okay, yeah. So the words here is quite difficult to pronounce. Which the first is chemotherapy. Yeah. So there is 2 e here, at the first part and the last part. Key and p. And next one is treatment. Next one is happy, healthy, free. Yep. Well, I slipped into a coma. The hospital sent a priest and a social worker to comfort my parents. It was the same priest who had met with them a decade earlier on the evening they found out my sister had cancer. So the words here are priest, earlier. Okay, all right.
As they faded into night, a series of machines keep me alive. My parents sleep restlessly on the hospital's mattress. One moment they would collapse from fatigue, the next they would be wide awake with worry. My mother would tell me later it was one of the worst nights I have ever had.
Okay, so the words here are machine, me, restlessly, and then fatigue. Okay, so for these words, so you see, actually there is only 2 uh, 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 yeah, there is only 2 fa-ing, which is fatigue. Yeah, so the second part is tick, and then
Which one?
next, the second line from do you see the word fatigue?
Yeah.
Collapse from fatigue. Okay, so the next one is B, and then me, it. Yeah, that's all. And also worry. Yeah, worry. All right, so yeah, I skipped line 85, my recovery. Mercifully, by the next morning, my breathing had rebounded to the point where the doctors felt comfortable releasing me from the coma. When I finally regained consciousness, I discovered that I had lost my ability to smell. As a test, a nurse asked me to blow my nose and sniff an apple juice box. My sense of smell returned, but to everyone's surprise, the act of blowing my nose forced air through the fractures in my eye socket and pushed my left eye outwards. My eyeball bulged out of the socket, held precariously in place by my eyelid and the optic nerves attaching my eye to my brain. Yeah, so the words here is mercifully, and then rebounded, releasing, me, finally, regained, ability, me, eyelid. Okay, yeah, that's it.
The the ophthalmologist the ophthalmologist said my eyes would gradually slide back into place as the air seeped out. It was hard to tell how long this would take. I was scheduled for surgery 1 week later, which would allow me some additional time to heal. I looked I looked I looked like I had been on the wrong end of a boxing match. I was cleared to leave the hospital. I returned home with a broken nose, nose, half a dozen facial uh, a facial fracture and bulging left eyes.
Okay, so the words here is gradually, and then seep, weak, me, heal, leave. Yeah, that's it. The following month was hard. It felt like everything in my life was on pause. I had double vision for weeks. I literally couldn't see straight. It took more than a month, but my eyeball did eventually return to its normal location. Between the seizures and my vision problems, it was 8 months before I could drive a car again. At physical therapy, I practiced basic motor patterns like walking in a straight line. I was determined not to let my injury get me down, but there were more than a few moments when I felt depressed and overwhelmed. So here is everything. Weak, see, literally, eventually, seizures, between, before, therapy, injury, me. Yeah, that's it.
I became painfully aware of how far I had to go when I returned to the baseball field 1 year later. Baseball had always been a major part of my life. My dad had played minor league baseball uh, for the uh, straight Louis Cardinals, and I had a dream of playing professionally too. After months of rehabilitation, what I wanted more than anything was to get back on the field.
Okay, so the words here are painfully, field, league, dream, professionally, anything, field. But my return to baseball was not smooth. When the season rolled out, I was the only junior to be cut from the varsity baseball team. I was sent down to play with the sophomores on junior varsity. I had been playing since age 4, and for someone who had spent so much time and effort on the sport, getting cut was humiliating. I vividly remember the day it happened. I sat in my car and cried as I flipped through the radio, desperately searching for a song that would make me feel better. So the words here are season, be, varsity, team, play, humiliating, vividly, desperately, feel. Yeah, that's it.
After after a year of self-doubt, I managed to make the varsity teams as a senior, but I rarely made, made it on the field. In total, I played 11 innings of high school varsity baseball, barely, 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 barely more than a single game.
Okay.
Barely, barely.
Okay, so the words here are varsity, team, senior, rally, field, 11, yeah, that's it.
Okay. There's another one, is it? Uh, barely,
Yeah, yep, barely.
barely.
Okay, so despite my lackluster high school career, I still believe I could become a great player. And I knew that if things were going to improve, I was the one responsible for making it happen. The turning point came 2 years after my injury, when I began college at Denison University. It was a new beginning, and it was the place where I would discover the surprising power of small habits for the first time. So the words here are believed, responsible, res responsible, yeah, responsible, and then injury, university, discover. Oh, sorry, this is not. And then, yeah, that's it.
How I learned about habits. Attending Denison was one of the best decisions of my life. I earned a spot on the baseball teams, and although I was at the bottom of the roster as a freshman, I was thrilled. Despite the chaos of my high school years, I had managed to be to become a college uh, uh, a-
Athlete.
ac- athlete.
Yeah.
Athlete.
All right, so the words here are team, second line, and then last line, athlete. I wasn't going to be starting on the baseball team anytime soon, so I focused on getting my life in order. While my peers stayed up late and played video games, I built good sleep habits and went to bed early each night. In the messy world of a college dorm, I made a point to keep my room neat and tidy. These improvements were minor, uh, minor, but they gave me a sense of control over my life. I started to feel confident again, and this growing belief in myself rippled into the classroom as I improved my study habits and managed to earn straight A's during my first year. So the words here are be, team, anytime, second line, video, sleep, third line, early, each, messy, keep, uh, yeah, keep is the fourth line, and then need, me, fifth line, feel, believe, last line, study. Yeah, that's it.
A habit is a routine or behavior that is performed regularly and in many cases automatically as each semi a semi se, uh, as as each s- s- semester as each semester passed, I accumulated small but consistent habits that ultimately lead to results that were unimaginable to me when I started. For example, for the first time in my life, at I made it a habit to lift weights multiple times per week, and in the years that follow, my 6 foot 4 inch frame bumped up from a bitter weak 170 to a lead 200 pounds.
Okay. Yep, so the words here are routine, many. Second line, automatically, each. Third line, ultimately. Me. Fourth line, week. Last line, lean. Yeah. When my sophomore, uh, when my sophomore season arrived, I earned a starting role on the pitching staff. By my junior year, I was voted team captain, and at the end of the season, I was selected for the all-conference team. But it was not until my senior season that my sleep habits, study habits, and strength training habits really began to pay off. So the words here are season. Second line, team. Season. Third line, team. Season. Senior. Sleep. Study. Last line, really. Yeah, that's it.
6 years after I had been hit in the face with a baseball bat, flown to the hospitals, and placed into a coma, I was selected as a top male athlete at Denison University and named to the ESPN Academic All-America team, an honor given to just 33 players across the country. By the time I gradually, uh, uh, by the time I graduated, I was listed in the school record book in 8 different categories. That same year, I was awarded the university's highest academic honor, the President's Medal.
Okay, so the words here are start from the second line. Athlete. University. Third line. No. Fourth line. Country. Fifth line. Categories. Universities. Yeah, that's it. I hope you will forgive. I hope you will forgive me if this sounds boastful. To be honest, there was nothing legendary or historic about my athletic career. I never ended up playing professionally. However, looking back on those years, I believe I accomplished something just as rare. I fulfilled my potential. And I believe the concepts in this book can help you fulfill your potentials as well. So the words here are me, be. Second line, legendary. Professionally. Third line, believe. Last line, believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can end at today.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize the time. All right, so this is the first lesson in our training session. So how do you think?
I think um, uh,
How about next time I highlight the text with the words which we need to focus on?
no, I think the main problem is okay. So I would like to ask you the question.
Yeah.
Have you do this training before?
Training. This kind of training.
Yeah, the similar one.
No.
Yeah. Then do you think this is effective? Because okay.
Mm.
I realize you can read the English text quite accurate. And I believe this is the accumulation and it is difficult to get the accumulation from just looking the looking the
Okay.
Also
you means maybe this is too little or too um we cannot we are unable to learn things from just focus on just one words, right?
because today
Mm.
today you focus on tomorrow
Yeah.
you focus on, let's say, R. Yeah.
Mm.
Then but at the end you still can't pronounce the word, the vocab. And at the end you still can't pronounce, like just now, like you say, the part you need to stress, the part you need to speed out. May I know how do you learn about this?
What do you mean?
Okay. How do you pronounce, or sorry, how do you know where need to stress, where need to speed up?
Oh, okay. To be frank, for this I I haven't put much effort in memorizing which one is we need to stress which part.
Mm.
It is all from the listening, and then yeah, it's all from listening. And for some words which I seldom come across, then I will need to check the dictionary.
Mm.
Yeah.
Listening from where?
Uh,
From the audiobook or from yeah.
Basically from radio. Yeah, for me.
Oh. Mm.
Mm, yeah, from radio. And then uh, yeah, if you think listen is not enough, maybe uh, for some words, for some sentence, if it is very easy, and you can just read after the radio.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how about the phonetic?
Oh,
Yeah.
phonetic. Actually, yeah, if you find a native person and listen to our reading today, and he will also find that my phonetic, my pronunciation is also uh, has got a lot of mistake. Yeah,
Oh.
so uh, yeah, I agree that you say the way that we're training the, today may not be effective. Yeah, I think yes, really, uh, we may learn something, but it won't be efficient enough.
Mm.
Yep,
No. I'm not wondering the efficient, but I care about the effectiveness. Mm.
effectiveness. Okay.
Yeah, because mm, okay. How about in this way?
Mm-mm.
Uh, when we have free times and we can highlight the vocab
Mm.
we don't know how to pronounce or we are not sure how to pronounce.
Okay.
So yeah, so we can learn from our mistake. Yeah, and when I was reading,
Mm-mm.
you also can listening. Uh, whether I have made a mistake. Yeah,
Yeah.
whether I have made a phonetic mistake. And when you are and when you are reading,
Mm.
I also can listen to your phonetic. Yeah,
Yeah.
to check whether you have any mistake. Because and
Mm-mm.
also yeah, because mm, uh yeah uh uh the how to say the vocab, those vocab you don't know how to pronounce,
Mm.
sure is different from me. So we need to prepare our list, or we need to highlight the vocab that we don't know how to read.
Mm.
Uh, 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 I mean, separately. Yeah. So,
Oh.
so you do your, one, I do
Mm.
my one. Yeah.
Oh.
So that means, uh, if I okay, let's say there's a sentence. So
Mm-mm.
uh if I know how to pronounce
Yeah.
every vocab, so I should able to read all the sentence, right?
Mm-mm.
Read through the sentence. And uh if if you have checked all the vocab you don't know how to pronounce in the sentence, you also are able to to read through the sentence smoothly, is it?
Right.
Mm, yeah. So that we wouldn't like just focus one phonetics. Yeah.
Mm.
And we
Yeah.
also can learn from our mistake.
Right.
So is it a better way?
Yeah, I think yes.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. So, yeah, just asking for a suggestion, opinion, asking for opinion. Yeah, just now you say, we all, both of us, we do, a list, which is the vocab list. by our own. And then how about if we can use the same file and then we highlight it with different color.
Yeah.
And then if you found that this is the words that we both of us have a common vocab, and then maybe we use another color which stands for a common vocab, so that the time that you are reading, I can look at which words you are is in your vocab list, and then yeah, so I can also focus on that part.
Yeah. But you are not only to focus on the vocab. I don't know how to pronounce. You need to listen to the full sentence. So that means we can spot the counterparties are non-unknowns.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Right. So
Okay.
so do you think it is necessary? Yeah. I mean, you think is it better for us to do separately or to do the same one?
We can manage in the same. We can manage in the same list. Yeah. Just like you say, we highlight with different color.
Oh, okay. So how about we use the file? Yeah, we use this file.
Yeah.
You're also using this, right? You can see what I'm doing, right?
What you're doing on which line? On
Yeah,
which
I
line?
made it green. Line 95.
95. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the English text become full green font.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can also see where you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so yeah, maybe we use this file and then we try to highlight. For example, let's say we are at line 95. Okay, let's say I want to focus on confident, and then maybe I choose a color like blue. Yeah, blue is not very obvious. How about we use
we don't use the font color. We
use the highlight?
we use the highlight. It's better.
Okay. How about this?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so how about I use blue and then you choose a color you like?
Okay, for example, okay, this. Wait a minute. I found that. Oh, okay.
Are you able to do it on phone?
Yeah, I think this is a problem. Yeah. It seems like cannot do on phone.
Oh, how about underline? Can you underline the words?
Yeah, can underline. But underline seems
not obvious.
Yeah, not obvious.
Not easy to read. Yeah.
So actually, yeah, I think I can do that. For example, I use like no. Yeah. For example, this.
Yeah. Orange.
Yes. Okay. So I think I use. Okay. Yeah. Use the orange. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then what's the common one? For example. I don't know this.
Okay. Ripple.
A minute. Yeah. And let's say you also don't know how to pronounce Ripple, then after I saw your highlight, or
Yeah,
after you saw my highlight, yeah, then what will you do? We
uh,
need to choose another.
yeah, another color, right?
Mm,
Yeah, and I think for here, we need to use a color which is give a very big difference, which we can see from our from the color that you use and my color. I means the color needs to be very different from orange and blue.
mm,
So how about green?
green color. Uh, which green?
Uh,
You try to do on the Ripple.
okay, ripple
Mm,
green like this,
yeah.
or you want a lighter one?
Okay. Uh, okay. The highlight color. Which one you are using? I think there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there are 7 different. Mm,
Yeah. From the top, I think is the third one from the top.
that one, is it this one? That one,
Uh, from the top.
is it this?
Uh, okay, you click other places first. Let me see the color.
No. Okay.
No, but yours seems better,
Wait a
right?
minute.
How about on your phone? Which is more easy to read to see?
This. Mm, actually, yeah. To me, there's not much difference. Okay.
Oh, then I just
Okay.
follow yours, I think. This one,
Do
right?
you know what's the color I'm using?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
now we have the same color, right?
Yeah.
Confidence and ripple.
Mm,
Yeah. And then for me, I'm using blue, and for you, you are using orange.
mm. Okay.
Right. So, oh, just now where did we stop?
Okay.
Let me see.
99. Yeah. Line 99.
Line
Mm.
99.
I have made a comment.
99. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. And another problem.
Hmm.
Uh, if I want you to summarize what we have read just now, are you
Mm.
able to do that?
Um, maybe, but not so good. Yeah, I know that this guy had an injury, and then uh, at his face, quite serious, and then he spent some time in the hospital, and then after uh, he was discharged, he still liked sports, and then
Mm,
he joined the team, but at first he couldn't play well, and after that he tried to form habits like uh, study habit and also the weight training habit,
mm,
and then yeah, after some times he get the result from forming those habits.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, okay. If I'm not if if I haven't uh, read this book before, yeah,
Mm.
I think with just this reading, uh, uh, like just now, need to focus the particular phonetics. I think I was unable to remember the contents, and I will just focus about what vocab I can't read, and because I need to check back to the pronunciation. So
Yeah, actually me too. If I just reading a book, I think I can summarize better than I did just now. Also, I didn't get all the story into my mind because partly I'm focusing on reading the pronunciation.
And then how? Yeah. And you also need to check the E.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about with the new methods, if we just look at the if we check the vocab we not familiar, and then do you think will it better for us to know the book?
Okay, firstly, I think yes. Why? Because we are actually reading the book twice. The first time is when we are looking for the words that we don't know. Yeah, maybe that time we can also like read the book, but when we found a words which we cannot pronounce well, then we highlight the words. So this is the first time of reading, and then at the day of our training session, and then that is another type of reading. So I think with two times of readings, it will be better. What do you think?
Yeah, I also have the same same feeling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we try this method next, start from next time.
Yeah. Yeah. We keep trying to improve.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so this is the end of our
Yeah, Eric, actually I have one more things to ask you.
yeah.
Okay, so how about the video? You can learn it, we can learn it by ourselves, right? Because I think the video that I share with you is actually quite useful.
Yeah.
So next time we don't have to focus on specific pronunciation, but only we focus on the whole words, the vocab that we are not familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all for our reading section. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the reading section? Please tell us what you think of our reading section. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.